Hi viewers, welcome to Kranti Computer Education in C language tutorial. In this session, we are going to discuss the topics user defined functions, need for user defined functions, elements of functions. In elements of functions, function prototype, function definition, function call and return statements. I am Kranti, lecturer in computer science. Let's start the topic now. User defined functions. C language allows the users to define their own functions according to the requirement of the program. So in C language, we can create our own functions. We can create our own functions based on the requirement of the program. So the functions which are created by the users are called as user defined functions here. A user defined function will execute its group of code when that function is invoked from any part of the program. So a user defined function is a set of code, block of code, group of code, and that user defined function that can be invoked from any part of the program. Means within the main function we can invoke the user defined function. Need of user defined functions. Every program needs a main function from where the execution begins. Each and every program must has at least one main function because the program execution begins from the main function. In some cases, writing a complete lengthy program using single main function may result in complications. Such programs are difficult to debug, test and maintain. So if you are writing a lengthy program, in that program if you use only single main function, that may result in complications. Means the program becomes complicated, the program complexity will be increased. So that type of lengthy programs are difficult to compile, difficult to identify the errors, difficult to maintain those programs. To overcome this problem, programs are divided into a number of functions, each for performing a specific task, and they all are combined later into a single unit. Such functions are called subprograms or user defined functions. So, to overcome the problem of program complexity and a lengthy program and difficulty in debugging, testing and maintaining, the programs are divided into a number of functions. So the program is divided into functions and each and every function is used to perform a specific task. So all these individual functions are later combined into a single unit, and this single unit is going to be executed by the compiler. So the divided each and every function is called as a subprogram or a user defined function. User defined functions are helpful to perform certain operations. So each and every user defined function is used to perform a certain operation. User defined functions have a top down modular programming approach in which the high level logic is coded first and the definitions of the lower level functions are coded later. So user defined functions have a top down approach. The program will be compiled from top down. So here in this approach, the high level logic is coded first. This means what? All the function prototypes and the function call statements are written first, and then the definitions of the lower level functions are coded later. That means what? The definition, the function definition, the function logic should be written later. By writing the user defined functions, the program length will be reduced and it is easy to maintain and compilation. So by using user defined functions, the program length will be reduced so that the program that is easy to maintain, and the compilation becomes easy, means finding the errors become easy. User defined functions facilitate reusability feature. Reusability means what? That is, we can call user defined functions multiple times at multiple locations in the program. So reusability means if you create a user defined functions once, then you can call that user defined function multiple times in the parts of the program, multiple locations of the program. A user-defined function can be declared by specifying the following elements of a function. So each and every user-defined function has four elements of the function. Now we are going to see the elements of a function. The elements of function are: number 1, function declaration or function prototype. Number 2, function call. Number 3, function definition. Number 4, return statement. We will see all these elements of a function individually and in detail. Number 1, see here, let us write the user defined functions, an example containing all the elements of a function. Here I am taking the function void show, that is the function prototype, and this function prototype is written before the main function. And then I am opening void main function is opened here, and I am writing show. So see here, our function name is show, and that show function prototype is written before the main function, and inside the main function I just written show method. This means what? This show method is called as function call, or this is also called as calling function. And some statements, main function is closed here, and then I am writing the show function definition. So here I am writing void show. Carefully observe, in the first line void show function is ended with the semicolon, and in the recent line void show method doesn't have any semicolon here. Semicolon will be placed in function prototype or function declaration, but in function definition there should not be a semicolon. Opening brace and then statements. So the statements which are written inside the function definition is called as function body, and then at the end of the function body we can write return statement and then function close. So this is the example for user defined functions containing all the elements of functions. Next we will see each and every element of function in detail. Number 1, function declaration or function prototype. A function declaration or a function prototype is a statement that identifies a function with its name. So this name is known as function name, a list of arguments or parameters that the function accepts, and the type of data that the function returns. So function declaration statement contains a function name, a list of arguments, and a data type the function is returns. Function prototype tells the compiler about the function name, number of arguments are passing, and their data types and the return type of a function. So in function prototype we have to write a function name, the number of arguments along with their data types, and the return type for that function. When a function is called, then the compiler first goes to function prototype and checks the function name, any arguments are passing or not, and any return value is there or not. So when a function is called, so when the function call is triggered, when the function call is encountered by the compiler, then the compiler directly goes to function declaration or function prototype at the starting of the program, and that checks whether that function name is existed or not, whether the arguments are passing or not for that function, and any return value is there for that function name or not. Here is a note: if any violation occurs, When comparing function prototype and the function definition, then the compiler will generate an error. Here we have to keep in mind the function prototype, the function declaration and the function definition should be same. If they are not same, the compiler will generate, it displays an error. The general syntax for declaration of a function is, so now we are going to see the syntax of function declaration. This is the function declaration syntax. Here in the syntax, return type is there, return type, function name, within the parenthesis, data type 1, variable 1, data type 2, variable 2, up to so on. So we will see what is the return type, what is the function name and what is the data type variable 1. Here the function name is any valid name given for the function. So function name is any valid name that is to be named for your function. So you can put any name, any valid name for your function. Return type specifies the type of value that will be returned by the function. So return type is nothing but it is used to specify the data type, the value type which is returned by that function. Here data type 1 variable 1 comma data type 2 variable 2. So these are the list of variables, these are the list of arguments, these are the list of parameters passed to the function. So inside parenthesis we have to pass arguments or parameters for our function. Here is a note, after the declaration of every function there should be a semicolon. If the semicolon is missing, then the compiler will generate an error. In the function declaration statement, we must has to end that function declaration with a semicolon. If the semicolon is missed, if you forget putting any semicolon at the end of the function declaration, then you will get an error. The next is number 2, function call. A function call is a statement that is used to invoke the function. So a function call is a statement that can be written in the program so that a function, the specified function will be invoked to be executed. Function call is also known as calling function. So function call is a statement which is used to call the function. That's why this function call is also called as calling function. A function call is used to execute the function body to perform a certain task. So when the function call is made, then the function body should be executed. What is the function body here? The collection of statements to perform a particular task. When the compiler detects the function call, then the control jumps to the called function or function definition and executes that function. So function definition has a function body. When the compiler encountered a function call, then from the function call, the control directly goes to function definition and the function body should be executed. Generally, a function call is made from within the main function and it will be along with a semicolon as follows. So within the main function, we can write a function call statement. And at the end of the function call statement, we have to write a semicolon. So this is the syntax to write a function call. Function name, inside parenthesis, we have to pass arguments list. So this is the syntax, this is the function call statement. Once the called function is executed, the program control return to the calling function. So when the function call is detected by the compiler, the control directly goes to function definition. So at that function definition, that function is executed. After executing that function, that called function, so here function definition is called as a called function, function call is called as a calling function. So once the called function, that means function definition is executed. After executing the function definition, after executing the called function, the control return back to the calling function. The called function may or may not return any value to the calling function. So after executing the called function, after executing the function definition, if that function is having any return value, then that value is returned. If the function doesn't have any return value, then that function will not return any value to the calling function. So called function may or may not return the value to the calling function. It is based on the return statement. Next, we will see the function definition. A function definition is also known as called function. The function call is known as calling function. The function definition is known as called function. A function definition contains a set of statements to be executed by making a function call. So it will perform a specific task. Here, when the function call is made, the control directly comes to function definition. So here the function definition holds a set of statements. These statements are to be executed by the function call. So when these statements are executed, a particular task, a specific task will be performed. A function definition consists of two parts. They are function header and function body. Function header is same as function declaration but without a semicolon. So already we have discussed the function definition and the function declaration should be same. So here function header is also same as function declaration, but at the end of the function definition there should not be a semicolon. At the end of the function declaration, semicolon should be there. At the end of the function definition, the semicolon will not be there. Function body. The function body is a set of statements written to perform a specific task. Function body is a block of statements within opening brace and closing brace. So function body is always written in between opening and closing braces of a function header. Means inside the function definition contains the function body. The function body is a collection of statements and these statements can be written inside opening brace and closing brace. Next, we will see the syntax for the function definition. So this is the syntax. We are going to see the syntax for function definition. Here in the syntax, in the first line, return type function name of arguments list. Within the parenthesis, we have to pass argument list. So this complete line is known as function header. Next, opening brace and then some statements. So a function body is a collection of statements. All the statements are treated as function body here. And then function closed here, closing brace. Note, function definition can be written outside the main function. So the function definition should be written outside the main function. This is a good programming practice. Next, we will see number 4, the last element of a function, return statement. The return statement is used to terminate the execution of a function. So the return statement is used to end the execution of a function. The return statement is used to return the control from the called function to the calling function. So whenever the compiler detects a return statement, then the program control is transferred from the function definition to the function call. The return statement may or may not return a value to the calling function. If there is any return value, then the value should be written. If there is no return value, then it doesn't return any value to its calling function. When the return statement is encountered, the control passes from called function to the calling function. So after executing the function definition, at the end of the statement, the return statement is written. So when the return statement is encountered by the compiler, then the control transferred from function definition to function call. That means what? From the called function to the calling function. Here is a syntax to write a return statement. Return expression. Note, if the function without having return statement, then the control automatically returns to the calling function after the last statement of function body. So if you forget writing the return statement at the end of the function body, then the program control automatically returns to the calling function after executing the last statement inside the function body. Next, we are going to write a C language program to create user defined function. Let us write now. Hash include stdio.h, hash include stdio.h. After that, here the function prototype or the function declaration should be written int add. Within the parenthesis, I am passing the arguments int a comma int b. So int a comma int b are the parameters or the arguments which are passed to our user defined function add, and int is the return type. Int main function opening brace here, and then int a comma b comma c. I am creating three variables with the names a comma b comma c. These three variables of integer data type. Next, I am writing a printf statement that is to print enter two numbers on the screen. Next, I am writing a scanf statement. So this scanf statement is used to read two values entered by the user, and the first value will be stored into the address of a, second value will be stored into the address of b variable. Next, I am writing a function call or calling function statement here. C equals to add of a and a comma b. So here add is our function name. So the same function name will be used here. Add is our function name. So the same function name will be used in function call. Next, I am writing printf statement to print the result sum equals to the value which is stored in C. And then I am writing a return statement return 0, and then the main function closed here. And then I am writing a function definition here. Int add within the parenthesis int a comma int b. Carefully observe, in the function declaration there should be a semicolon. I just written a semicolon at the end of the function declaration, but here I am not writing any semicolon at the end of the function definition. The function declaration and the function definition should be same, but the difference is only at the place of semicolon. Opening brace here, and I am writing a function body here. Int result, I am creating a variable with the name result, and that variable is of integer data type. Next, I am storing result equals to a plus b. A plus b, the addition of a plus b, the value should be stored in the variable result. Now I am writing a return statement return result, means the sum, the addition result, the addition value is stored in result variable. So I am returning the variable result. So here the function definition is closed, and then we will see the output for this program. So this is the output for this program. Here printf statement is printed as it is on the screen. Enter two numbers. I just entered 10 and 20. So 10 is stored in variable a, 20 is stored in variable b. Now the printf statement sum equals to, here sum equals to 30. From where the 30 is coming? 30 is the value that is coming from result variable. So this result variable is returned by the function definition. When this is known as function call here. So whenever compiler detects function call, from the function call to function definition, the control will be transferred. After executing all these statements, the compiler detects return statement. So when the compiler detects return statement, the result will be passed to the calling function. So calling function, here the calling function result is stored in the variable C. So that's why we are printing here the value which is stored in the variable C. From the result variable, this 30 is came now. So this is the output for this program, and this is the program to demo on user defined functions. I hope you understand about the topic user defined function along with elements of functions and along with an example program. Please subscribe this channel for more computer science subject related videos. I am providing the links of another C language topics in this video's description. Please watch them also. Thank you.